This right here might be the best $1,000 gaming PC you can build right now. It features all new parts besides the GPU, but we'll get into that later. And of course, this PC can run any game at 1440p. It has great aesthetics as well. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining and going through the building process as well as testing out some games. So let's get into it. So starting us off, our CPU right here is the Ryzen 5 9600X. Now this is a very nice processor and honestly the best price performance you can probably get right now. It's got 6 cores, 12 threads, but it's one of the latest generations, and for the price, you can't get much better than this. Now our motherboard of choice is a B651 from Gigabyte. Now this is a very solid motherboard. I actually got these both in separate bundle deals. Obviously save good money with bundles. So let's open this up. So yeah, basically this motherboard includes everything you can really need. It's got Wi-Fi, it's got plenty of heat sinks, and obviously storage. So let's go ahead and open up the CPU box. Looking pretty nice. Now we can pop back this lever, open it up, and now slot in our CPU, which kind of just easily goes in. And I can just put this back on, then apply a good amount of pressure there to secure it in. Now, our RAM of choice is this Corsair Vengeance kit. It's got RGB, it's DDR5 of course, and I did get this in a bundle with the motherboard, but I'd spend around $75 to $80. Don't just copy every single thing I have. They're pretty much the same. But yeah, this is obviously a very nice kit and will work with our motherboard very well. Now push back the 2nd and 4th slot on the motherboard, and now lining it up, and now give it a nice click, which is how you know if it's fully secure. Before we get into our SSD, we have to unscrew the heatsink. Make sure you pick off this plastic. And our NVMe of choice is this MP44L from Team Group. Now this is a very solid drive. I've gotten this in a few bundles. So here I have this. This is pretty much a whole mix of bundles, but don't worry, you can repeat this build. It just cost me a little bit less. But yeah, this is a very nice drive. Gen 4, great speeds. Now all we have to do is just line it up with the motherboard slot, kind of just gently push it in. Now with our heatsink, just slide this in and then line it up, apply some pressure and screw it all in. Now, since we have an AIO, this is all we have before we install it on our case. This case right here is massive. We have the Montech King 65 Pro. I did get this a while back in a bundle as well. Completely different from everything else. I think this case will fit everything very well. So let's get into it. Now here we have the case. Looks very nice. Obviously Montech has their own little style here with fish tank and are obviously very popular. Anyways, let's not get the case too much here. Let's take out this screw bag and flip it back over. All right, now all the standoffs are already configured for an ATX motherboard, so that's very nice. And obviously we don't need an IO shield, so we could kind of just slide in our motherboard. Now we're gonna take these screws right here to screw into our motherboard. So now I think I'm gonna add the AIO, which is from Thermalright, the Frozen Magic 360. Basically, Thermalright has a lot of great options, and this is just the one I got. So let's open up this box to get all the screws and brackets we need. And now just sliding in this AIO. And now using these screws, I'm gonna go ahead and screw it in. Now before I get to actually installing the AIO pump, I will say you do not need an AIO for the CPU. This is purely for aesthetics, and obviously the price wasn't too bad. And we can take the thermal paste that we got with our cooler and then just apply a pea-sized amount is what they say. So basically you're gonna take this right here and twist it on. And yeah, that's all you really have to do. Now we have to connect this right here to the outside of these AMD brackets. Now we can just evenly screw it in. Now we can plug in our AIO fan. Now we can plug in our 3-fan splitter into the CPU fan port. And now just route everything in the back. And yeah, now we move to the back of the case. This is quite the back of the case. I've never seen something like this. And now what we're gonna do is actually plug in all of these cables that come with the case into our motherboard. First up is the HD audio. This always goes in the bottom left of the motherboard. Now we can plug both of our USBs on the left side of the case here, right side of the motherboard. And then the F panel is on the bottom right of the motherboard. Now what we can do is connect our RGB cables all together. Now if you see, we have a bunch of these and basically connect the male and female ports together, and you could just keep repeating that until you have everything plugged in. A similar thing with our 3-fan splitter here. Just make sure all of the top fans are plugged into it. And then we have one extra fan cable from the case. We could just route to the bottom here. Now that everything's plugged in, we can move on to our power supply. This is a PC Cooler 750 watt gold power supply, but you could tell it's pretty good. I got this on a good deal, so that's why I get this one specifically. Basically any good deals you can find. There's plenty of models out there that are good enough. And this one is modular. Now link cables we need are 2 PCIe, 2 CPUs, 1 SATA, and the motherboard power. So yeah, it's gonna look something like this. It doesn't really matter what orientation you put them in, as long as they're in the right slot. And now I kind of just slot in the PSU here. Not using these thicker screws, I got mine from my PSU bag. Just hold down and screw it in. Now yeah, there's a million cables here. Now first, I'm gonna take the PCIe ones and slot these through the bottom. And now we can take the CPU and route it to the top right of the case here. And now we can take our SATA and plug into the one SATA port we have here. Now the last thing to do is route the motherboard power right through the left side here. Yeah, that should be it for the back here. So yeah, it's looking pretty nice right now. And really the last thing we have to do here is pop back the PCIe. Not the top one, we have to unscrew the next 2 brackets here. And now our GPU of choice is the 7800 XT. This is actually my old GPU before I upgraded to the 9070 XT. But yeah, this thing's a beast. It only has like 1 year of use time, and I say it looks pretty nice as well. Yeah, what do you guys think? Now we just have to slot it right in. Now I'm gonna screw it back in. Now we can take both the PCIes and just plug them in. And yeah, I'll probably add some cable extensions, but it looks very nice without it. Now what we always do, test out some games. And what we're going to be using to do that is the OBSBot Meet 2, which is an amazing AI-powered 4K webcam, and just look how small and compact this thing is. And yes, they did send this over, but it's definitely worth looking at. So, when setting it up using the OBSBot Center program, we can decide to record in 4K 30 or any other option here. They have a lot of options here. Like right here using the blur filter, and there's a lot of other options as you can see. But something super unique about this webcam is obviously the AI features. Now using a simple gesture like this signals it to follow me wherever I go. So basically, if you're walking around, this is pretty useful. And you can also do a little zoom, but I personally will not be using this. I mean, it looks just like this camera. You can also manage your privacy settings, like having it auto sleep or making sure your microphone isn't on when it's not being used. Right now, the OBSBot Meet 2 is $109 on their official website and on Amazon. But if you don't want to pay that, there are some other options. You can wait until Black Friday or check out the new Meet SE, which is a more cost-effective option. And you can also buy it on this website or on Amazon. I definitely think it's worth it, but now let's test out some gaming benchmarks. So starting off, we're running some Fortnite. I'm running performance mode 1440p and then low settings. This is basically just the ideal setup here. This is the first game, so I might lag a little bit. I can't reload. Oh. Yeah. I mean, it was way cleaner until I just kept missing. All right, so yeah, we're running like some really good FPS here, 400 even at times. 350 though to 400 is pretty consistent at the moment. This game runs just phenomenal, to be honest with you. There's not much to test, I will say that. Yeah. Definitely dead there. Unlucky, bro. All right, we're on some Marvel Rivals. This is the best game of all time, by the way. We're running all those settings, but on 1440p with AMD FSR enabled. I just recommend that for everything, to be honest with you. I play with AMD FSR on my main PC when playing competitively. It just works. But yeah, basically we're going against some bots right now just because, you know, I'm not trying to play against tryhards at the moment. But yeah, we're getting around a 200 FPS, which is obviously very much playable. This game's actually not super easy to run, which I've definitely shown from other PCs. But yeah, obviously this PC is gonna run this very well. Marvel Rivals, hard game to run, but not on this PC. And here we are in Cyberpunk. We'll just run a quick ultra preset, no ray tracing, AMD FSR, 1440p, let's do it. And that ran pretty well, 97 FPS on average at ultra settings. Why do we need to run at ultra settings? I don't know, but you can pretty comfortably. So obviously ray tracing isn't AMD's strongest point, so let's run it at medium. Ray tracing medium might be a little much, but I guess we'll see. 63 FPS. Playable with ray tracing, but I don't even have a use for it. I don't really care for it. Yeah, now I'm just curious, how much FPS can we get? Let's run it at all low settings. 176 FPS, which you totally do not need for this game, as this is a single player game, and usually those games are run at 60 FPS, let alone 176. So yeah, all these games ran pretty well. So yeah, obviously performed pretty well, but there are some things you could change. Obviously this PC uses a 7800 XT, which is used, and that's gonna be pretty hard to get around the price that I have it for. I've seen some 5070s for $500, which could work pretty well. It would be more expensive, obviously, but other used GPUs you can look for are the 7900 XT, 4070, 4070 Super, anything around this price range. But to be honest, you might just be best with a 9060 XT, 16GB, brand new. Besides all the GPU, yep, everything's great about this PC. Feel free to copy anything, links down below. I also provide what's the best price at the time, as some of these are probably overpriced. That's just how the market works. It comes and goes. Anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe.